MacGruber. Stop!
MacGruber?
It's me.
Now here is the most important thing. Listen carefully. With your left hand, lift the cup up to your mouth. Open your lips, then tilt the cup back until the liquid... Down! Isn't that incredible? Vicky?
You're alive?
Yeah, we're alive. We're coming over there. Meet us out in the alley.
Okay.
It's nice work with that Incredimup.
Yeah, it would be a good commercial for their product.
I'm not so sure that it would be.
Will Forte, star of MacGruber. Jorma Taccone, the director, the co-writer, as you are, of MacGruber.
Yeah.
But, Will, so he's the director. So does he really mess with your head? I mean, was it Jod person? I mean, he has a tie on today. What did he do? What changed him when he became a director?
This is all for show.
He never wore a tie a single day on the set, and that upset me because it's a real business-like atmosphere, a set. And
really,
he never wore a tie, but he
Mostly sweatshirts, actually.
Yeah.
Most days, sweatshirts. Yeah. I was trying to to really earn respect with the crew and everybody there.
I thought it would have been flannel shirts. Or
there was some
some
flannel
kind
involved
of
as well.
vests, or there would be some MacGruber motif at least the first week. No.
No. Just sweatshirts.
So not a royal pain in the ass as a director.
No, he didn't have time to be. We shot this movie in 28 days, so he was running all over the place. We all were.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody else could have made the movie but him, because he's so used to, with the digital shorts that they do at Saturday Night Live, he's so used to crafting these things in a very limited amount of time and making them look really good. He had to do that every single day.
We pretty much do everything that we do at the show in basically 24 to 48 hours. So this was like doing a digital short every day, basically.
All right, let's go past that into the moment where, and I guess it's you, Jorma, that comes up with it. You're sitting around at a writer's meeting on Saturday Night Live, one eventful day, and say, "What about MacGruber?" Or what do you say? How does MacGruber come to be?
It was just something that popped into my mind. I think that really it was probably based on just the fact that I thought it was a really funny word. And it was originally it was a pitch. Like every Monday we go on Saturday Night Live and you have to pitch to some outrageously famous host who you're really nervous to talk to, and everybody crowds into Lauren's office with the cast and the writers and everybody, and everybody has to do their individual pitches to the host. The idea was for a character who was MacGyver's stepbrother, MacGruber, who diffuses bombs only using pieces of dog feces and pubic hair. And every time he asks one of his assistants for one of the items that he's requesting, nobody wants to touch anything. It got a huge groan from every single person in the room. And I think my next pitch was for a spoof commercial for a new kind of chunky mayonnaise. And so both of my pitches failed miserably. And then there was another month or so of me repitching it to Will, saying, "Come, I think it could be good, though."
What were you doing in that meeting, though? You weren't. I mean, what happens?
I was groaning with everybody else.
Groaning with everyone else.
Yeah.
Just going. How does that groan sound? That's not
Jorma
funny.
again. That kind of thing.
That's exactly right.
Let's take it to history-making classic MacGruber, which would now be a major feature film. Here is a sketch that, what is it, the average length, 90 seconds? Or
It's about that.
90
seconds. About that, sometimes shorter.
And who comes up then with the idea of saying, this 90 seconds should be a full-length feature film?
Not us.
Not America.
Lauren approached us. It was after we got to make a Super Bowl commercial
the Pepsi.
with MacGruber, yes. And so he came in and said that would we ever consider turning it into a movie? And we of course, like everybody else, were very skeptical.
At first, for the first few days, I think we really were a little bit sort of confused about, well, what should this be, sort of thing. And then we sort of basically decided to scrap the whole sketch and just sort of take this character that we loved, who is this flawed character, but somehow lovable. I don't know how he maintains
Yeah.
that, but
put him into
and to stick him into an action movie, and that's really what we tried to do.
Yes. You're an amazing man. You're gorgeous. You have a perfect body, great sense of style. You're smart and brave. I got it. Better get you sewn up.
No. Leave it open. I like holes.
I'm a virgin.
Not for long.
Well, you've made this film, this hilarious film, and you've made an R-rated film to do this. I mean,
Yes.
there's a sex scene in here that, I don't know, it looked like real sweat of yours was pouring all over Kristen Wiig.
Oh, it was very real sweat.
That's what you insisted on?
To her
I did not
chagrin.
insist on that.
Really?
That just happened.
I mean,
My
that's
body
a sex
insisted
scene
on it.
I've seen nothing like until it was puppets in
Oh,
Team America. Yeah,
Excuse
you
me.
know? I mean, was that something
It
you
was-
insisted on?
I just wanted a realistic sex scene,
Scene.
and that's how people do it in America.
Yeah, a lot of pumping.
A lot of sweat and body hair flying all over the place. We kept saying we kept thinking that you know, we would just go for it and write whatever we found funny, thinking that somebody would make us change it or take stuff out. Nobody ever did.
Just
We-
did it
we
to
had
test people.
Complete freedom.
That's really good.
It was
Let's
wonderful.
put a celery stalk right up Will Forte's and they said, genius.
He wrote that. He was the one who wanted to see that.
More, please.
He's, and there is more. There's also violence. There's really, because when you said, well, we're making an action movie, it's kind of an 80s action movie.
Absolutely, and there's high body counts in those movies.
They
Like,
really had them. I mean, you've got a tribute in there to Rambo 3
Yes.
that just warms my heart because MacGruber is in a monastery.
What's amazing is that we wrote that scene and then a month later rewatched Rambo 3 and could not believe how exactly similar it is. There's so many things that like that, because that structure of that 80s action movie is so ingrained in our upbringing that when we were writing the movie, it was like all this stuff was coming out and it just felt appropriate. Like, you got to meet MacGruber here, like it makes sense, blah, blah, blah. He's got to do this. And then there's so many things that came up that like later that we were like, oh, that's exactly like Lethal Weapon, or it's exactly like, you know, Roadhouse, or, you know, like whatever.
It's exactly like it if it were on meth or something, you know? It's not quite exactly like it.
That is a great compliment. That is a great compliment.
Thank you.
You do have actors who don't do traditional comedy like that. Ryan Phillippe is playing quite seriously his role
Yeah,
with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that happens. And then an inspired Val Kilmer comes in, and as this villain, Dieter von Kuntz, which I've said correctly, I believe.
That is.
Yeah.
Were you
correct.
waiting for people to stop you from calling the villain Dieter von Kuntz?
I think that it was kind of a placeholder name for a while. Yeah, and then it just kind of